Okay, Smastian here, playing the Object 430U on the map Glacier. And I bring you good news today, for this is a game where I managed to take down medium tank mission number 15. Bit of a spoiler at the start, but I'm really happy with this one, so we'll get that out of the way. And we'll start right into the battle. Let me just expand the map size and go forward with it. So, starting out on the map Glacier, the place I was intending to go at the start was perhaps the D4 quadrant, but I decided against that. And I headed instead towards the, I guess, Glacier Road, if that's what you want to call it, although it's more of a mountain road, over on the 0 through to K lines. Since I am top tier in a 3-5-7 match, I feel the need to be pushing very aggressively. And given that I am the frontmost tank in this wee column of about, I don't know, 3 tanks maybe, that are going to actually go with us, I need to be leading the charge because I am top tier. This is supposed to be my role. I am supposed to play aggressively if the team is to win, and if I am supposed to take a good game out of such a matchmaking setup. So, we're still safe in this area, unless, for example, a light tank would suddenly come up into H6 or H7, although they rarely do that because that's basically a death sentence for them. And so we have a safe bit of movement up until we get to this corner right here, where me and the Scorpion G exchange shots. Unfortunately, he got hit and I got hit at the same time. But no matter. I was waffling for a bit there, seeing if I was going to actually move forward. But with the artillery shell that came in and did the damage to the Scorpion G, I felt that it was safe for me to move forward, although I'm still trying to keep myself from exposing too much of my tank to enemy artillery, or to enemy tank destroyers, to enemy heavy tanks, so that I don't end up like that guy behind me. Okay, too many words at once. Let's slow it down a bit. So, now that I have gone unspotted, quite assuredly, I feel as if I can move forward now a bit more safely. We're currently 2 for 2. Both the teams are, that is, for kills. And this is where we run into a T-28 prototype, who is a bit slow with his reactions. And so again, we're being cautious here. We're only edging up very slightly. We're not trying to overcommit. And we're essentially waiting for that guy to make mistakes. Thus making a mistake ourselves by trying to aim at his weak turret cheek, which ends up going wide, but he ends up coming around the corner in a really weird way, and, well, he ends up paying the price for it. And so again, we're waiting to go unspotted before moving up. And the scores are right now 3 and 5, which seems a bit dire, and I feel as though I need to really move forward. But fortunately, we spot an STR VS1 out in the open, pick him up, and continue our cautious push forward. The Grill 15, in the location where he was at, is actually hidden by a bit of a rise in the hills, so we feel as though we can move forward because his sight lines are obstructed. And it is at this point that we notice the tortoise, and we feel as though we should maybe aim in on him. We fully aim, get a shot into the cupola of the tortoise, which was actually a fairly lucky shot given the gun characteristics here. Do a little bit of a drift, and continue trying to fire at the tortoise, thinking that the grill is actually behind the rock. And it's only now that I notice, wait, he's actually right in front of us. Why didn't he shoot at me? And apparently for some reason, both he and I weren't able to spot each other, which baffles me given how close he was to the bushes. so he should have totally spotted me there and picked up another 750 HP worth of my health. But no matter. We low roll on the tortoise with only 350 odd damage onto his cupola. We try to put another one in with standard ammunition, but that doesn't end up working. And a bit of a micro movement here that we did was we put ourselves in front of the T-49 so that the grill would have a tougher shot at him. And we have the armor, and we were waggling back and forth, ensuring essentially that the guy wasn't able to get the kill. And our earlier low roll was rewarded with a high roll on the grill for 538 damage. And this is now where I decide, screw it, I'm done bouncing off of weak spots. And I load the gold, then I put another one into his cupola. He doesn't get killed yet, and this is where I finally pick up the kill on him. And this entire round, I was only firing at tank destroyers. The T-28 on the enemy team, the STRV, the Scorpion G, the Tortoise, and the Grill. All 5 of these tanks had damage done to them by me, thus allowing me, with 3,900 points of damage, to achieve the minimum 3,500 points of damage necessary to complete medium tank mission number 15, by complete accident. At this point, I wasn't actually even thinking about the mission. I was just doing my best to rush forward, pick up kills, do damage, and ensure that I can put myself in a position to carry the team, conserve my health, and the cards and stars aligned in just the perfect way for that to be able to happen. We see what's going on with our northern flank. That is to say, it has somewhat collapsed. And the present thought I have is we need to take down artillery and potentially start capping. And so here I waffle a bit in the cap circle and wonder where the enemy artillery is, and find out a bit too late that the E-50 has spotted me from behind. A bit of map-checking laziness on my part. We take another snapshot at him. Fortunately, nothing really happened there. And he is now isolated, and we are able to push forward and hopefully pick up the kill on him. I don't remember if I actually do end up doing so. But we see he's isolated. We're expecting the Hawk 12 not to be in that position. We whiff another shot at the E-50, and this is where we sort of start panicking. Cap timer isn't horrible, there's just a Mauschen on cap. However, I'm expecting the IS-7 to get on that cap at any point, and so some might wonder why it is that I'm taking shots at a tank that really has no hope of penetrating me from the front right now. And that's because I have to expose myself the least to him in order to shoot at him. Whereas if I want to shoot at the E-50 at that time, and let's finish that thought, if I wanted to shoot at the E-50 while the Hawk 12 was still alive, I would have been shot at by both the E-50 and the Hawk 12, and whatever artillery were currently interested in me at the time. And so, I decided to isolate targets again, only shoot at the things you can see and that can see you one at a time. Don't expose yourself in front of many tanks at once. And so once he was dealt with, I felt confident in pushing into the E-50. Got one hit of damage on him, he bounced a shot off me, and I wasn't able to get the ram kill in. And this is where we head up to the rise in the middle of the map in order to get shots on cap. Because, for some reason, the cap circles are very exposed, so that you can shoot at whoever's capping your base from the middle, no matter which side you're on. And so we're able to really easily reset the Mauschen. Someone else picks up a kill. Again, meh. We're sitting on 5 kills. We hope to make it 6. just to get the top gun. And so, now that the scores have equalized in our favor, a bit of a cheeky use of the word equalize there, but whatever, we feel as though we can avoid the whole capping situation for now and just kill the last remaining tanks on the enemy team. And we're expecting the IS-7 to come around this location, but as we see now, he doesn't end up doing so. He instead charges into the 268, and we have heat ammunition loaded, and it comes to bite us in the ass. Thinking we'd need to fire at his frontal plate, but he shows us his side, and his spaced armor eats it. Just as we're about to reload, the 268 actually picks up a kill on him, and the T-49 is about to get the kill on the artillery, and that is the match. So, overall, a fairly gung-ho game where we were essentially able to take down targets that were lower tier than us because they were isolated, and we were able to use our high alpha, really good frontal armor, and our tier 10 matchmaking to its best effectiveness. So, with that all said, we are going to move on to the end plates, and I'll see you there. So, quickly checking out the end plates, we see that I managed to pull together a grand total of 6,000 damage with 5 kills for a high caliber, along with 805 points of spotting damage, which only gave us, unfortunately, a second class mastery badge, but that is to be expected, given that, as we can see in the next image, I only did a base of 1126 points of base experience, which, in order to do well in this vehicle, you need to get somewhere close to 1300 ish in order to be able to get a first class or even a full mastery badge. But no matter. Taking a look at the team listings, the T-49 on our team was a great help, doing himself 3,700 points of damage with a base of 1,098 XP. And most of our team was somewhat lackluster, but that's why we were able to pull through the carry. And on the enemy team, we see a fairly good lineup of scores compared to our own teams. So, sort of what you would expect from such a game, where the tier 10s are in the dominant position, and everyone sort of falls below that. Although on our team, the IS-7 didn't do as well as he likely should have. Regardless, we managed to also pull together a bit of a profit with 10,000 credits earned because it was a ×2 victory. And the part that really surprises us is the fact that I was able to pull through Medium Tank Mission 15 for Set 4, not only by doing the 3,500 points of damage to enemy tank destroyers, but also getting the secondary objective completed, which is to cause cause damage to 8 enemy vehicles and win the battle. And from this, we managed to get a piece of the Object 260, as well as a female crew member, which at some point in the future I think I'll explain. And for the secondary condition, we got 500,000 silver credits, as well as a commendation, which can be put forward to completing other missions in the first campaign. And overall, it was a fairly good game, and I'm just really happy that I finally managed to take it down, because with this final female crew member, I was able to finally fill out the crew for my AMX 5100, which is running a full female crew of 4 members. And I was waiting this whole time just to get that final female crew member in there so I can send them forth. And anyway, all of that aside, if you liked, leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscription, or do whatever else you feel is good. And I'll be seeing you in other rounds, and more content will follow after this little gap in uploads from me. Anywho, I'll be seeing you. Good day.